They were allies just weeks ago, but heightened tensions in recent days between Donald Trump and Volodymyr Zelensky have led to the unprecedented US decision to suspend aid to Ukraine. Vice President J.D. Vance explained that Ukrainian President Zelensky was unwilling to engage in peace and sustaining the Ukraine war was not viable for the U.S.
The American people are saying we don't want to fund the war indefinitely, so the only thing that is in the best interest of America, of Russia, of Ukraine, and of Europe is to bring this thing to a close. The president is actually taking a much more realistic perspective and saying this can't go on forever. We can't fund this thing forever.
The decision comes after heightened tensions between Donald Trump and Volodymyr Zelensky, who clashed in a meeting at the Oval Office on Friday. The US president says Ukraine is not doing enough to move towards a peace deal with Russia. Also at stake is the agreement on minerals, which would allow for the exploitation of Ukrainian resources by Washington in return for its support for Kiev over the last 3 years, a deal which was left unsigned last Friday. President Zelensky has reiterated that Ukraine needs security guarantees before moving towards a truce.
We need peace, real, honest peace, not endless war. And we need security guarantees. It was the lack of security guarantees for Ukraine 11 years ago that allowed Russia to start with the occupation of Crimea and the war in Donbass.
Since February 2022, the US Congress has approved a total of $175 billion in aid to Ukraine. Pausing aid will affect over $1 billion in arms and ammunition, as well as vehicles and other equipment agreed to by Joe Biden, but not delivered yet. US officials say the suspension will last until Donald Trump determines that Ukraine is committed to peace negotiations with Russia. European leaders who are meeting in Brussels this week for a special summit on Ukraine and security will need to redouble their efforts in bolstering defense spending and their support to Kiev, as an extended pause in the delivery of military aid could give a major advantage to Russian forces on the front.